TV and movie writers keep on marching instead of writing.
All the late-night talk shows, and now at least 7 sitcoms, are out of skits and scripts. Celebrities on both coasts are walking alongside the writers, but further down the food chain, the small businesses that support the TV and movie industry are suffering. Mark Dio is the head of a small business advisory network, and we welcome him. Mark, explain first of all what the latest is. How close are you to settlement, if at all?
Well, I don't know how close they are to a settlement, frankly, but I will tell you this. I've been speaking to many small businesses all over the country, and the effect on small business is quite dramatic. You know, they're the unsung heroes. You're not going to see them online at the picket line with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Ray Romano isn't bringing them bagels, but these folks are victims.
These are the bagel guys. These are the people who bring the bagels to the set. Talk about, right? I mean, let's get it straight here.
What could be more important than that?
We're talking about caterers, florists. Who else, Mark? And
you know,
does it spread beyond just L.A.?
Oh, yeah. You know, we're talking about all kinds of businesses here. It's not just the caterers, it's not just the makeup people and so on. Of course, they're being affected. But, you know, I spoke to, for example, a fellow who owns a company that makes batteries that are used, you know, in camcorders and in all the, you know, lighting systems. And he's telling me for the first time in history, he's got to lay people off. Oh, and this is really a dramatic, yeah, I mean, and it really is dramatic. People don't realize, you know, that small business accounts for more than 50% of our gross domestic product. So this is going to be a dramatic impact all across the country, I believe.
Well, why all across? We understand the West Coast. Why the East Coast and everything in the middle?
Sure. Well, you know, some of these organizations obviously provide services outside of Hollywood. And, you know, we're seeing people striking in New Orleans and in Texas. And, you know, recently you just showed right there in New York on Broadway. So, you know, there are small businesses that are supporting those productions as well. And those businesses are suffering because there isn't a job there. And they don't have anybody to speak for them. They don't have a Screen Actors Guild to speak for them and to be an advocate. And so that's really what we want to do. We want to make people aware of that.
You know, they are aware, but what about a writer who says, I know, I feel terrible about this, but I've got to fight for this principle?
Sure, and you know, that's certainly understandable, and we're not saying who's right or who's wrong here. All we're saying is that I think we need to come to the bargaining table, and you know, there haven't been discussions yet. They're not at the table negotiating. That's what needs to happen, because you know, that's going to impact writers, that's going to impact studios, and that's going to impact our economy in a dramatic way if these small businesses continue to suffer like this.
You know, it's funny, I can't help but to think of a Seinfeld episode, negotiating. We gotta be I mean, so much of our popular culture is defined by these television scripts, you know?
You know, I tell you, you know, and it's really on the tip of everybody's tongue. And so people think of this and they say, oh, my God, what's going to happen? But, you know, the problem is that, you know, we just have to say it's more than ourselves. We have to think about other people.
Everybody else.
And we have... You know what I'm saying? And so we have to think about the small business players. I read earlier today, you know, that Arnold Schwarzenegger had a, you know, press conference, and he's going to be getting involved. So maybe the Terminator can terminate the strike.
All right. Mark Dio, we wish you the best of luck, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Thank you very much.
Come back anytime.